That's the reason for the new business model.
Okay. Honorable Sauls?
Thank you, Chair. CFO, where are you born?
Through Chair, I was born in Zimbabwe, in the Midlands province, but I'm a naturalized South African citizen. Thank you.
In your place of birth, would you expect the Zimbabwean government to prioritize jobs for Zimbabweans by birth?
Chair, I don't know if it's fair for me to answer that question. I thought probably I'm conflicted. I do not to answer you, but I thought maybe that question would have been directed.
Why would you be conflicted? You are born in Zimbabwe. I'm sure you are proud to be born in Zimbabwe.
I'm naturalized as a South African, Chair.
But you are born in Zimbabwe.
Yes.
And as someone born in Zimbabwe, would you expect the government in Zimbabwe to ensure that Zimbabwean citizens by birth are prioritized for jobs? That's not a conflicting question. What do you think, honestly?
I'm not sure if I should answer the question because I feel I'm conflicted, Chairperson. But obviously, I think
maybe see for what you should do. Calculate it this way.
Yeah.
Let me understand the conflicting element there. Why are you conflicted?
Can you repeat yourself, Honorable?
Why are you conflicted?
No, because I'm the subject matter. I did not employ myself. I was employed by somebody else. And I would expect that maybe those who employed me would have a better response than I would have. Zimbabwe has got its own rules in terms of employment. South Africa has got its own rules in terms of employment. They've got different priorities. Chairperson, I should indicate that I've been a resident and citizen of South Africa for close more than 20 years now. My children were born in South Africa, and I'm a South African. Thank you.
Okay, let's change the subject matter. Someone born, not yourself. You're changing the subject matter. Someone born in Zimbabwe, other than yourself. Is it correct for him or her to feel that the Zimbabwean government must prioritize them, not you, them, for jobs in their country?
It depends on their circumstances. If they have grown up, worked the entire life of themselves, whether they were born in the DRC, and they worked the entire life in Zimbabwe, or their children were born there.
CFO, now you're changing the subject matter. That's wrong. What you're doing now is wrong. I indulged you. I changed the subject matter upon your request. Now let's talk about based on the question. Please answer the question. Is it correct for not you, a Zimbabwean that is in Zimbabwe now, is it correct for that Zimbabwean to expect the government of Zimbabwe to prioritize jobs for them?
Zimbabweans.
Yes.
It's correct. It's correct. It's correct for the Zimbabwean government to prioritize jobs for Zimbabweans. It's correct.
Do you consider yourself South African or Zimbabwean?
Should I consider myself to be a South African? I travel on a South African passport. Thank you.
You're no longer Zimbabwean.
The Zimbabwean constitution does allow for dual citizenship, so does South African. So I still hold my Zimbabwean ID. That's correct.
So are you still Zimbabwean?
Yes, I'm Zimbabwean by birth.
So why do you say you are no longer you South African?
I said I'm South African because
you should say
I've paid allegiance to South Africa when I naturalized as a South African. All my children were born here except for one. They have studied here, so I consider myself to be South African. All my adult life, my working life, was spent in South Africa.
What you should say, CFO, is that I am Zimbabwean, because it sounds like you are denying that you're Zimbabwean. You must be proud to say I am Zimbabwean, and I'm a naturalized citizen of South Africa. As such, I'm Zimbabwean and hold dual citizenship in South Africa and Zimbabwe. But I am Zimbabwean. Because Zimbabweans are watching you. And are you now saying you are no longer Zimbabwean? You must be proud. You must say, I'm Zimbabwean.
Chair, I did not renounce my Zimbabwean citizenship. I'm proud of my dual citizenship of both Zimbabwe and South Africa. I still hold my Zimbabwean ID. I did not renounce it. Zimbabwe allows me also to be a naturalized South African, and I've naturalized as a South African.
Are you allowed to vote?
I'm allowed to vote in both countries. Thank you.
How do you view South African citizens that are saying that jobs that they vote for is occupied by foreign nationals or permanent residents? How do you feel about that?
Honorable Member, I take it that the context is now different. It has moved from my situation to that of foreign nationals and naturalized and permanent residents. Am I getting it correctly?
You're correct.
So you can repeat your question. You're saying the question is, how do I view?
How do you view it? How do you feel? As a naturalized citizen, you consider yourself South African. Now, other South Africans feeling that jobs that they voted for government to prioritize for them as South Africans. Now you must speak. I want to hear, do you have the patriotic South African vibe? Or will the Zimbabwean by birth creep in there somewhere? As a South African, naturalized citizen, do you think that fellow South Africans is correct in saying that jobs should be prioritized for South African citizens?
I think the answer should be contextualized. I do agree with that sentiment. However, the context is we are a university. When we employ people at a university, we may also, from an internationalization perspective, consider foreign students, which is something that universities must strive to build, and also the international flavor in terms of the employees that they
I have to interject you just because of time. We're gonna now deal with contextuality. You say you agree, right? Now we're gonna deal with context. Chairperson of Human Resource in the council, right? That's the committee. Chairperson.
That's correct, Honourable Member.
Chairperson, what's your nationality?
I'm a South African, Honourable Member.
How are you classified? You're dealing with Human Resource. How are you classified?
I'm born South African. If it comes to classification per race, classified as white.
You're white South African. I'm very happy that out of 1,893 total staff, 1,732 is black South Africans. I'm very happy about that. Are you happy that out of 1,893, only 111 is white South Africans?
Honourable Member, I'm happy that the statistics accurately reflect the demographics primarily of the country and that of the region.
So you're happy?
Yes, I am, Honourable Member.
Director, what is your nationality? Director, Human Resource, did I hear correctly? Is that Director?
Senior Director, Human Resources.
Director, what's your nationality?
I'm classified as a colored South African.
A colored South African. Now, to the both of you, out of 1,893 total, there are only 7 colored South Africans employed. What is the reason for this?
Well, our employment equity plan works on the basis of natural attrition. So it's not working on the basis that we basically get rid of people in order to get the representation figures right. It works on the basis of natural attrition, and you will know natural attrition, especially in a South African university sector, where our turnover is something like 2.7%. You just don't get the opportunity to very robustly and aggressively increase the numbers where they may be lacking. That's the situation.
Are you saying that that's the reason why you only have 7 coloreds out of 1,893 total staff?
The principle we work on is natural attrition. Our other aspect is how do we attract people to apply for positions at our university. We have a number of impediments. The most significant one, to my observation, is the location of our
Okay, let me put it to you
university.
this way. Natural attrition. Let me put it to you this way. Foreign nationals, not permanent residents, foreign nationals are 10 in total. 10 foreign nationals, which the law says you should not employ unless it is a scarce skill. It's not permanent residents. I don't have time, but this would be my last question. It has to be. There's 10 foreign nationals. They are more than coloreds in total
And they
at the university.
agreed.
How does your reason justify that?
Okay, because that category of employee is based on a contract. They're not permanent employees.
Are you listening to yourself now?
Yes, I am listening to myself.
You have 7
Yes.
colored South Africans
Yep.
in total. You have on contract, it's still employment. Somebody's going home with money.
I think
You have 10 foreign nationals, more than colored South Africans born here. Foreign nationals, based on the conversation we're having here, there's permanent residents, there's naturalized citizens. Now you have foreign nationals that doesn't have permanent residence. They don't have naturalized citizenship. You have more of them employed at the university and less colored South Africans born here. How do you justify that? Do you understand what I'm saying? Colored South Africans are being marginalized in this country. There is no justification. I overlook the whole permanent resident thing. I overlook the whole naturalized citizen thing. You cannot explain away now where the law says you cannot employ a foreign national, whether on contract, casual, or whatever. And what you guys are doing, you take 7 colored South Africans that are born here. You take 10 foreign nationals, and that's supposed to be okay?
Can I respond?
Is that okay?
No, it's not okay, and I'll tell you why it's not okay. Can I?
Please.
Yeah.
So, we've spoken earlier about the whole issue of contextualizing issues. So I think the better question or the better evidence to give you is in terms of how many coloreds have applied for particular positions at the university. And I think against that background, we can then talk about whether employing only 7 is correct or not.
I'm going to close with this. And I'm going to close with this. My time is up, but I must tell you, I'm extremely disappointed. Because you're choosing to justify this. You are basically saying more foreign nationals applies than coloreds. Your stat says,
Yes,
your stat says,
I'm saying that.
it's impossible.
I will show you the statistics anytime.
And I'm going to challenge that officially. There are hundreds of colored South Africans looking for jobs in this country. And for you to employ more foreign nationals and the law doesn't allow you to do so, and you are justifying it, and you from the race group, I'm extremely disappointed.
Yeah, no, thank you very much, Honorable Sauls. Just close the mic there. Ma'am, the do you guys have what is the transformation policy there? What does it say?
Basically have an EE plan, which was reviewed last year. And the EE plan has got our targets against the national statistics, as well as the provincial, Gauteng provincial statistics.
What does it say about colored Indians and whites being employed there?
So it's a percentage, I don't have it offhand, but it's a percentage of what the statistics say we should have. And it will then also indicate to you how much is the shortfall or the deficit in each category.
And it will tell you, so you are currently have a shortfall.
We definitely have a shortfall in the colored,
And
we have a shortfall in the Indian, and we have a shortfall in the white category.
And when you advertise, they don't apply. What do you do?
Okay. So what we have, what we
So
indicate.
you advertise, you've got targets, right, at the back of your head. But my target is to have 20 colors in total, 13 females, 7 males. That's your target. Currently, we've got 7. 4 males, 3 females. So you need 10 females. You advertise for 100 positions. They don't apply. What do you do? Because if you continue the process, then you're not going to reach your target. That's where the question comes from. What have you done to make sure that you reach your EE targets as far as that is concerned?
Absolutely correctly, Chairperson. As I said, our EE plan with the reviewed one was just last year, November, at the council meeting in November, it was approved. And we're moving from, in our adverts, talking about affirmative action to asking for specific naming of the representation group that we're looking for. So that is going to be the move in relation to our adverts.
Okay, fine. You are not answering us because you are not reaching your targets. Whatever that you are saying you are doing is not yielding results. It's what Einstein talks about insanity. Doing same thing over and over again and expecting different results because you are not reaching your targets. And the answer you are giving me is that you've got it all worked out. And I don't think but it's okay. We will, like I said, we are going to have